everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios and Stampin' Up Sunday. Today we are going to work with the most wonderful time product medley kit, and I bought the whole thing. So I've got it in the box. I've not even opened the box yet, but I bought it primarily for two reasons. One, I wanted the Christmas tree die, and number two, these packages, this double stamp packaging for Christmas presents, this package here was similar to a stamp set, a stamp that they had years ago when I first started playing with Stampin' Up, and I didn't have the money to get the set, and I have been wanting that stamp ever since. So I thought, this is a good time to do that. I wasn't going to miss out this time. I have also seen some really cool alternative cards done with these trees and the layering. So let's pop open the box. I bought the Most Wonderful Time bundle, and then I also bought a refill kit because I wanted to have plenty to play with. So here are our dies. And I know we're really close on this. I may have to raise this lens a little bit. We had another gorgeous day in the Ozarks today. I'm hoping tomorrow is a repeat because I've still got stuff to do outside. Here are our dies. There are 6 dies in here. We have the sentiment mat. We have 2 trees, star, an angel, so we can top our trees, and then the three presents dies, and they will lay. Are we there? Just like that. That will lay there. This one will do any of the sentiments. It'll fit them all. Our bigger tree. Our presents. And then while we don't have a stamp for it, we have what they call the embossing die, because it will not just cut out the star shape, but it will also leave the impression. And there's, well, the same way with the angel. You'll see the feathering on the wings and the folds in the gown on the embossing die. So we've got those. And then on the stamp set, you also have stars for a starry night. You have a smaller star to stamp. The bows that are the overstamp, you stamp the package, then come back and stamp in the bows on top, and we will do that. We have Hope You Have a Wonderful Christmas, Oh Christmas Tree, Comfort and Joy, Deck the Halls, and then the candy canes, so you can stamp them on the tree. Stars you can put above as a background behind your tree. Now I don't think I'm going to use the dies. Hold that thought. Just in case we decide, I have brought my sidekick over here. I do not have the embossing and die cutting machines from Stampin' Up because I already own multiple die cutting machines and I don't need any more. Now here's a tip. If you have a sidekick, you know that it needs to be mounted onto like a glass surface or a glass tabletop. If you don't have that, get a piece of plexiglass, or in this case I'm using my jumbo stamping block, and it measures 4 inches by 6 inches. And that will let me mount my sidekick to any surface. Okay. Just in case we need that, it's here. Now let's see what's inside the package as well. We have, oh, this lovely ribbon. I'm going to try getting up underneath of that with my pick tool. There we go. Get that off of there. So we can pull this out. And we have both the gold and the silver on here. The silver's not coming off, but it's there. So we have that to play with. And then we have, now the neat thing about this is you can create your own cards. Or you can follow their patterns. Now we've got little metal stars. And then we've got the paper pad. We have card mats. And looks like 3 different sizes, 3 different patterns. Trying to get that one to separate, and it just doesn't want to separate. There we go. So we have 3 different patterns on the mats. We have the deer and the star and the trees, and they peel off. They're going to be that easy to put these cards together. Lots of the deer. We have some holly berries. More stars, sentiment mats, candy canes. And then when we get into the, oh, I love this. This is so pretty. Although I'm not sure about the green deer, but it's pretty. This would also pair nicely with our Heartwarming Hugs paper. And I'm going to get past the deer. There's a tree background, that berry background, the presents. And I'll show you a trick with those presents here in a minute, I think. Bows. I love that striping. Green starry sky, okay. Trees, and they've got the gold swish through those, that background, that's pretty. Candy canes. More of a peppermint. And then, so we've got scattered peppermint on one side, and then we got the striped peppermint on the other. Okay, so we have that. Now, I'm going to take and look at their samples here. And it looks like the colors that are going to coordinate with this are basic black, the gold foil, old olive, real red, and white. So let's take and do a simple one here first. So I need a real red, Poppy Parade. I guess I don't have any real red cardstocks cut, so let's do this one. 4 by 5.5. And then we need to score it at the 4 1/4. Of course, I have misplaced all of my my scoring tools. Let's use this one, which this is a pick tool from Dollar Tree. They come 2 to a package. Okay, so there's that. And this one goes this way. Now remember, we've got this 4 1/4 by 5.5, so we want our mat to be 4 by 5 1/4. And for that one, we are using, there's a striped paper in here. Where did it go? This one. So we need to cut this 4 by 5 1/4. And we want to make sure that it's going the narrow way. We want the stripes going up and down, so we need to cut it by the 4 first, by 5 1/4, just like that. And this is a great way, using these product medleys is a great way to put cards together really, really fast. And since we are getting down to the wire of getting Christmas cards out, Keep in mind that mail seems to be a little slower this year, so I would normally mail mine the 1st of December, right after Thanksgiving. I would like to try and get mine out a little earlier this year, just to make sure that they get where they're going, you know, in time for Christmas. There would be a novelty. So here's that, or I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of New Year's cards and mailing them so that maybe they'll get them for New Year's Eve. Okay, and then we're going to use this one, and we want to go this way, and we want it to go all the way across. So we want this one to be 4 inches. So I'll take this one and knock it down. And it looks like it's only going to be, let's see, make sure we're going the right direction. There's 4 inches. Let's take it down to 3 inches. 2 3/4? Let's go 2 3/4. Because it looks like we're using, and they've stamped several trees on here, but I want to do and then this one's going to go on here as well. I have been in business meetings most of the morning, and so Bob and I are fixing to take off and go to dinner. Tomorrow we will, or as you're seeing this today, we will be working out in the garden all day long, weather permitting, trying to get some stuff done in time for the holiday, or for before rains move in. Okay, now we've raised that up a little bit. I wasn't sure about that, but I'm going to change their design a little bit. And what I'm going to do is hoping, yeah, this is what I wanted. I wanted one of these. Wanted one of those. And we're going to, let's set a couple of these trees back here in the background, just like that. Now these, I want to pop them up. So I'm going to reach over here to my dimensionals. And we're going to set the bigger trees in the front. So I want to go with, I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to do this one, and we'll put it in the middle. As soon as I get it to quit sticking to my finger. And this will help give you the perspective. If you lay your background trees flat, and then anything else you're doing, and then put your foreground items, raise them up, then you'll get that distance perspective. I know I keep going below the camera, but I'm just putting pop dots on. Nothing exciting. Okay. And see how that lets those trees stand back in that grove like that? And I've got that one laid down. I think I'm going to cut a pop dot in half here. Dimensional, excuse me. They were pop dots to me long before they were dimensionals. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to come back in with these flatter ones, these fluffier ones, these lighter toned ones. And we're going to do the same thing. I want to take in, I think I'm going to use the smaller pop dots actually. Let's see. That. And I want this one to come way up here at the top. So I'm going to, don't need two yet. Like that. I like cards that I can put together in a hurry, because some days you just need to get the card in the mail. This is a really thick tree grove. Actually, I think I'm going to pop this one back up, if I can get him to come up. One thing about dimensionals is until you press them down really hard, you have time to play. I want to come back in with one of these smaller ones and pop it up in the front, and we'll use the smaller dimensionals to do that. Just like that. And I think I'm going to bring this one down as I fudge here a little bit. Just like that. Now I could put the sentiment bar across the trees like they show in the catalog, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm going to leave it on the sticky for now. And I'm going to come back with, what shall we use? Let's use Oh Christmas Tree. Let's use Oh Christmas Tree. I like that one. Okay. And if you want to get a good position on where your stamp needs to go and you want it to be straight, lay it down. Get it to leave your finger alone. And then come back with your stamp block. Guess this is the one I'm going to use. It's there. Seems like overkill, but it's there. And pick up your stamp. And then I'm going to stamp that in normally, I think I would probably use, I could do that in the gold, but I don't want to run the heat gun today. In fact, I don't even think my heat gun is over here today. So I'm going to stamp it. Now that old olive almost looks like Granny Apple Green to me, and then I'm going to wave this a little bit and make sure that ink's dry. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to give it a dimension. Say like that. Now I had requests to work with the one of the new papers. I'll look up the name for it in a minute because my mind just went blank. Now if you don't put something in the center, you have a trampoline effect in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of this trim. I'm just going to cut a section off of this edge. Cut this in here so it'll come off. In here. Just like that. So we don't have a trampoline effect on the card. The center doesn't spring back and forth when the card is handled. And that's just how quickly this card went together. Okay, 20 minutes. But I was showing you the kit for part of that, so we're okay. So that is from The Most Wonderful Time. And it comes complete with the stamps, paper, dies, and all the accessories you need to make. It says an 11-piece polymer set. 48 sheets of the 6x6 paper, 8 each of 6 double-sided designs, 12 gold foil card fronts, 7 sticker sheets, gold and white tinsel trim, 58 gold adhesive backed faceted stars, 6-piece Most Wonderful Time dies, and then coordinates with basic black, the gold foil, the old olive, and the red, real red, and whisper white. Now next Sunday, when I've had more time to play with this, we're going to come back and we're going to do this kit again, and we're going to do a simple card, and then we're going to amp it up, and we'll have some more Christmas cards going next Sunday. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining me in the studio today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.